long-term habit tracking in Notion, and why tables kind of suck. Today is day 28 of our 100 days of Notion. Today we're going to look into long-term habit tracking. Similar to yesterday where we created a weekly tracker, I'll link that above if you want to check it out, we're going to use simple tools in Notion. So we're going to stay away from databases for today and use a simple table. The reason to use a table is that I'd like to lay out my habits horizontally and then just fill more and more and more days. As you might remember if you checked out yesterday's video, we had one column per day a week, which gave a great overview if we're just looking at 1 week. But if we start adding more and more days, it gets kind of cumbersome to work with. If we want to work with a month or even more, I think that laying out the days vertically is a much better choice. So we're going ahead here and working with what we have as far as tables go in Notion. I must say I'm not super impressed with tables, specifically Notion. I mean, in general, Notion is great, don't get me wrong, but tables are kind of lacking. You will see a few things here. You'll notice that I'm not using real checkboxes. Why? Well, because you can't. It's also very strange that you can't center text or do anything, but of course we expect that for Notion. You can't really align the text anywhere. I've also been struggling to find anything that's any kind of colorful. If you take the normal green check marks in the emojis, they will actually turn black when you start using them, so that's kind of annoying too. The copying and pasting works not as you expected, and you certainly can't import data in any way. You can't copy and paste many rows of data, so you basically have to handle each cell one by one completely manually. We're starting here and I'm filling out the days on the vertical axis and I have my habits on the horizontal axis. Then I open the emoji menu. And inside a table, inside a cell, you don't have access to the slash menu in Notion, so you can't simply write /emoji, which is also kind of annoying. When that's no longer an option, the best way on Windows is to press the Windows button plus the period key. That brings up the shortcut menu, and that's what you're seeing in this video. And if you're on a Mac, you can use Command, Control, and Space to bring up a similar menu. The other option is to create an emoji outside the table. So outside the table, in the normal text in Notion, you can use the slash menu, meaning you can write /emoji, and you can find the emoji you want. Then you can copy that and you can paste it into the table. Right, so I've selected my two favorite emojis for this, the green check mark and the red cross mark. And the main reason I chose this is to get a little bit of color, so I get a nice visual overview when everything is done. I'll just quickly fill the rest of the table so you can see what it looks like. Alright, so let's look at what we have here today. I think many of you will say that, hey, Notion expert, come on, this seems like a terrible way to do it. I know there are databases and formulas and fancy things and so on, and it seemed like it took you forever to put this together, and manually pasting each emoji, that sounds like a terrible solution. And adding the days and writing the day names manually, that really doesn't sound great. And you're right, of course. But in my view, I think using the habit tracker should be kept as simple as possible. You could argue if this is simple or if it's not, but I think it's quite simple. The reality of a habit tracker is that there is no bulk data adding going on. You will add this day by day. So I mean, if you have to write the name of the day each day, and if you have to copy an emoji per habit, it really doesn't take that long. And you do it day by day and you get a nice visual overview. So to me, I kind of like the visualization of this. Anyway, I think that the overview we get is quite nice. I think adding is quite nice. It's a bit annoying that we can't use the emoji shortcut, but apart from that, I think it works. So, what are your thoughts? Comment below. Did you like this one, the long-term tracker, best, or did you like the weekly tracker, where we have a bit of a more visual overview of the days of week and you can see the week at a glance, but you lose a little bit track of the long-term trends? Or do you prefer this simple table-based version? I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. That's it for today. I hope you have a very nice day. See you tomorrow.